Picture this. You walk into Target for paper towels and walk out $137 poorer with a cart full of stuff you didn't plan to buy. And here's the thing, that wasn't an accident. Your brain just got hijacked by $1 billion industry that studies exactly how to make you spend money you don't want to spend on things you don't actually need. But it's not just Target, it's happening everywhere, every single day. And these 10 specific purchases are quietly stealing your future wealth while making you feel like you're just living a normal life. There's a reason your coworker making the same salary as you has $50,000 saved while you're checking your bank account before buying groceries. And I'm going to show you the exact mathematical proof of how much money you're losing, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why eliminating just 3 of these things could give you an extra $400,000 by the time you retire. My name is Megan. I'm an accountant, and here I share smart financial tips that anyone can implement today. If you've ever wondered why your money disappears faster than you can earn it, and you want to finally break that cycle, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if this helps you stop hemorrhaging cash. Now, before we get into what you should never buy, let me show you exactly what we're dealing with here. The average American spends $1,497 per month on non-essential purchases. That's nearly $18,000 a year on stuff that, if we're being honest, doesn't actually improve your life. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you took just half of that amount and invested it instead, in 30 years, you'd have $782,000. Not because you got some amazing job or won the lottery, just because you stopped buying 10 specific categories of things that your brain has been tricked into thinking you need. So what actually happens when you keep making these purchases? Your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine. You feel good for about 14 minutes, and then you're back to exactly where you started, except now you're poorer and you've pushed your financial freedom further into the future. It's like you're on a treadmill that's actively moving you backwards. Let me start with the first thing you need to stop buying immediately, and I see this constantly with my clients: brand new cars. Not used cars, specifically brand new ones that lose 20% of their value the second you drive them off the lot. Here's the math that'll make you sick. A new car averaging $48,000 loses about $9,600 in value before you even get home. That's more than most people have in their emergency fund, just evaporated into thin air. But here's what most people completely miss. It's not just the initial loss. You're paying interest on a depreciating asset. So you're literally paying extra money to own something that's worth less every single month. Over a 6-year loan at 7% interest, you'll pay about $7,200 in interest alone. Meanwhile, a 3-year-old version of that same car costs $32,000, has already taken the depreciation hit, and will last you just as long. That $16,000 difference, if you invested it instead of lighting it on fire in a dealership parking lot, it would grow to $76,000 over 30 years. Number 2, and this one's going to hurt because I know you're doing it right now. Premium cable and streaming packages that you barely use. The average household now pays $273 per month for cable, internet, and streaming services combined. Let me paint you a picture of what that actually means. You're spending $3,276 per year to watch the same 6 shows on repeat, while 47 other channels and services sit there, unused, like a gym membership for your TV. I get it, you think you need all of them. But here's the thing, you're paying for convenience you're not using. Most people watch content on 2, maybe 3 platforms regularly. The rest? You're funding Netflix's next mediocre movie that you'll scroll past for 20 minutes before giving up and rewatching The Office again. But here's where it gets really interesting. That $200 per month you're overspending on entertainment invested over 20 years becomes $157,000. Think about that. You could retire almost 3 years earlier, or you could watch season 7 of a show you don't even like that much on a platform you forgot you were paying for. Number 3 is extended warranties on electronics. This is pure fear-based selling, and it works because stores know exactly how to exploit your anxiety about expensive things breaking. Best Buy makes more profit margin on the warranty than on the actual product you're buying. Let me show you exactly how this works. You buy a $1,200 laptop. They offer you a $300 extended warranty for 3 years. Sounds reasonable, right? But Consumer Reports found that only 9% of electronics break during the extended warranty period. And when they do, the average repair cost is $250. So you're paying $300 for coverage on something that has a 9% chance of happening and would cost less to fix out of pocket anyway. The math is designed to lose you money. Over a lifetime of buying extended warranties on phones, laptops, appliances, and TVs, the average person wastes about $15,000 on insurance for things that probably won't break, and if they do, would cost less to replace than all the warranties combined. Now, you might be thinking this sounds impossible if you're barely making ends meet, but stick with me here because number 4 is probably costing you more than you realize. Convenience fees and expedited shipping. That $12.99 for overnight shipping because you need something tomorrow instead of in 3 days, that's not convenience, that's impatience tax, and companies know it. Amazon's entire Prime empire is built on making you feel like waiting 3 days is somehow unreasonable. But here's the kicker. Studies show that 64% of rush-ordered items aren't actually needed by the date you paid extra to receive them. You just wanted them sooner because your brain doesn't like waiting. This extends to food delivery apps charging you $8.99 in fees to bring you a $12 burrito that costs $22 by the time you get it. You're paying an 83% markup for food that arrives lukewarm. If you order delivery 3 times a week, that's $45 in fees alone, $2,340 per year, which compounds to $111,000 over 30 years. That's a down payment on a house, traded for the privilege of not driving 10 minutes to pick up your own tacos. And this is something that will probably surprise you. Number 5, lottery tickets and scratch-offs. I know, someone has to win, right? But here's what actually happens. The expected return on lottery tickets is about 50 cents for every dollar you spend. It's mathematically designed for you to lose. The average American who plays the lottery spends $223 per year, which over a working lifetime is about $11,000 thrown into a black hole. But let me show you the real crime. That same $223 per year invested in a boring index fund would grow to $54,000 over 40 years. So every time you buy a scratch-off, you're not just losing that $5, you're losing the $318 it would become by retirement. The lottery is a tax on people who are bad at math. And I say that as someone who spent an embarrassing amount of time analyzing the actual odds for this video. Here's where most people mess this up. Number 6, financing furniture and electronics on payment plans. 0% interest sounds amazing until you realize what you're actually doing. You're committing future income to pay for stuff you probably don't need right now. And statistically, 37% of people who use payment plans miss at least one payment, which triggers interest rates averaging 27%. Let me paint you a picture of how this plays out. You buy a $2,000 couch on a payment plan. $60 a month for 36 months feels manageable, but that $60 is now locked up. When an emergency hits, you can't use that money. When you lose your job, you still owe that money. When you want to change careers, that payment is a chain around your ankle. And here's the part that will blow your mind. People who finance furniture are 3.2 times more likely to finance their next purchase, creating a cycle where you're always paying for stuff you bought years ago. Number 7, and I cannot stress this enough, brand name groceries when generic is identical. Most store brand products are made in the exact same factories as name brands, often on the same production line, just with different packaging. The FDA requires generics to meet the same standards, but you're paying 25 to 30% more for the label. Here's the scale of this. The average family spends $6,602 per year on groceries. If you switched just 40% of your purchases to store brands, you'd save $792 per year. That's $31,680 over 40 years in savings alone, or $151,000 if invested. You're literally paying extra for the privilege of seeing a logo you recognize on your ketchup bottle, while identical ketchup sits right next to it for $1.50 less. Now, here's what most people completely miss. Number 8 is ATM fees for using out-of-network machines. This one makes me irrationally angry because it's the most avoidable fee in existence. You're paying an average of $4.73 every time you're too lazy to find your own bank's ATM. If you do this twice a week, that's $492 per year, which is $29,500 over a lifetime. You're making banks wealthy for the service of accessing your own money. That's not a fee, that's a stupidity tax. And the solution is absurdly simple. Get a bank account that reimburses ATM fees, use cash back at grocery stores, or just plan ahead and withdraw money when you're near your bank. But here's the thing. Banks know you won't do that because convenience always beats logic in the moment. But here's where it gets really interesting with number 9. Premium gas in a car that doesn't require it. Unless your owner's manual specifically says premium required, you're wasting money. Most cars are designed for regular unleaded. Premium gas costs about 60 cents more per gallon and provides zero benefit to engines not designed for it. If you fill up once a week at 12 gallons, that's $7.20 per week, $374 per year, $18,720 over 50 years of driving, or $89,000 invested. You're literally burning money because the pump says premium and your brain thinks premium means better. It doesn't. It means more expensive. And here's the kicker for number 10, bottled water when you have access to clean tap water. Americans spend $18.5 billion per year on bottled water. The average person spends $346 annually on water that's often just filtered tap water in a fancy bottle. In blind taste tests, people can't tell the difference between tap water and premium bottled water. You're paying 2,000 times more for the same thing because marketing convinced you that water in a bottle is somehow superior to water from your sink. That $346 per year becomes $55,000 over 40 years if invested. You're trading a house down payment for the privilege of creating plastic waste. But here's what actually happens when you eliminate these 10 things. You don't just save money, you fundamentally change who you are as a person. You become someone who sees through marketing manipulation. You become someone who values future security over present comfort. You become the type of person who walks past the lottery ticket display without flinching, who drives a boring, reliable car without caring what anyone thinks, who drinks tap water and sleeps better at night knowing you're not bleeding money on things designed to keep you poor. This is walking away money, and it changes everything. When you have money saved because you stopped buying these 10 things, you negotiate differently at work. You don't stay in jobs you hate because you need the paycheck. You don't tolerate terrible bosses because you can afford to quit. Your entire relationship with money shifts from survival mode to opportunity mode. And this is where most people mess this up, and I see it constantly. They eliminate these purchases, start saving real money, and then reward themselves with a financed car or a shopping spree because they deserve it. That's your brain trying to return to the comfortable pattern of spending. The wealthy people I work with don't think like that. They understand that every dollar you don't spend on this garbage is a dollar that works for you forever. The coffee you don't buy today becomes $47 in 30 years. The car payment you avoid becomes $93,000. The lottery tickets you skip become a retirement fund. Here's the thing about these 10 purchases. They're not random. They're specifically designed by incredibly smart people to exploit your psychological weaknesses. The fear of missing out, the desire for status, the need for instant gratification, the belief that spending money will solve your problems. Every single one of these purchases exists because someone figured out how to hack your brain and extract money from your wallet while making you feel like it was your idea. But now you know. You can't unsee it. Every time you're about to buy bottled water or finance a couch or pay for overnight shipping, you'll remember this video. You'll remember that you're choosing between that purchase and your future freedom. And some of you will still make the purchase because changing behavior is hard and your brain likes the familiar pattern. But some of you, maybe just 10% of you watching this, will actually stop. You'll become the person who saves an extra $500,000 over your lifetime simply by refusing to buy things that make other people rich while keeping you poor. Your future self is watching you right now, hoping you make the right decision. They're either going to thank you for giving them financial freedom, or they're going to resent you for trading their security for bottled water and lottery tickets. The choice you make in the next purchase matters more than you think. Start refusing these 10 things today because compound interest and compound psychology work together to build wealth, but only if you stop actively working against yourself. Stop buying the shiny thing. Keep your money, build your life.